So, you saw the somewhat dramatic intro, but she wasn't expecting this thing. What you have behind me is the Huayee LHY360. This is obviously a wheeled Chinese mini skid steer. Once I had the experience with their mini excavator, I was like, well, I want to see what else they got. You know, we have a couple acres here, and then I'm doing jobs off-site in the area, and I needed a mini skid. Eventually, I'm going to step up to like a larger track model, like a, you know, a 3,000 or 4,000 pound machine, if I keep getting the kind of business I'm getting. But for now, I really wanted something that was kind of a jack of all trades, and that wouldn't tear up the properties too much, but could still do some work. The other issue with a lot of the Chinese stuff that's coming over, at least the small track mini skid steers, they just have a lot of track problems. They have really bad bogey wheels in the back that break and aren't really supported well. And if you look around, well, actually, let's just look real quick. If you spend 5 minutes on any of the forums, you'll find tons of posts like this. And like this. And like this. And like this. See where I'm going with this? That was maybe 2 minutes of me looking on one of the forums. The mini skid steer market, as far as the Chinese stuff goes, arguably they're worse than the mini excavators. I don't know why, but they're just truly junk, especially the track versions. They're just, people are spending 5 hours working with them and then an hour and a half, 2 hours fixing them. Literally that ratio. I mean, it's very common. Just look around. It's horrible. They're just poorly built. The tracks come off all the time. They have wheels that are just, you know, the bogey wheels are just falling apart. Hydraulic issues. They have the crappy radio engines that just kind of fall apart and don't last very long. So anyway, like I said, I wanted a wheeled machine at first to do the stuff we need to do here, and also some of the offsite jobs that I have going on. So I knew I wanted a wheeled machine. When you look at the actual market of the wheeled machines, a lot of them are junk. Again, right, the AGT stuff isn't really great in my opinion. Don't sue me, AGT. I've used your machines. I didn't like them. The hydraulics are very jerky on them, for instance. They don't have, it's not a very like finely tuned machine at all, right? So as the title says, really the only company that I know of right now making a somewhat affordable wheeled mini skid steer that's gonna last more than a year is Huayee. Again, I got some hate on the last video. That's fine, hate away guys, but I'm not being paid by these people. They don't write a check to a guy with 5,000 subscribers, trust me. I just like good quality stuff, and I don't want to spend, you know, the comparison to this would be like a Toro 323, I think they're called. It's a wheeled mini skid made by Toro. They've been making them for like 25 years. Those things are like $29,000 or something like that, brand new, right? It's ridiculous. This machine right here, $7,000 at a dealer. Now you're gonna say with the title, well, that's not, I got a AGT at an auction for $2,000. Yeah, you got an AGT though, right? You have no warranty, no support. The thing's probably gonna break down on you pretty quickly. It's probably got a radio engine. It probably had shipping damage. I can go on and on. It's not worth my time to buy one of those knockoff machines or rebadged or whatever. It's not worth my time. I want to go do work, and I have another job. I don't want to sit here and wrench on this thing all the time. It's just, it's what it is. Dry or wet weight on this thing is right around 1,600 pounds, right around there, and I intend to put a counterweight on the back pretty soon for some other stuff we have been planned for this. But overall, there is no other machine on the market like this. The way I also see these machines is kind of like a comparison to a subcontract like ag tractor, like a Kubota BX. Coyote, I think, makes the CX line. TYM has a ton of subcompacts, right? Those tractors are all around 1,500, 1,300, 1,600, 1,700, right? They're all right around there. And this thing can lift more than them, has a quick attach already, has auxiliary hydraulics, is built way more commercially minded. You know, if you look at the drive components on this thing, I mean, they're insanely overbuilt. So why would you spend 17, 18,000 on a subcompact tractor when you can buy this for 7,000 and do more? That's kind of my thinking, right? I'm also using this for side work, for doing jobs around the area. So for me, it's not just this property where I need it. I need something that'll last, small, compact, can get into where I need to do things, put a ton of different attachments on it and get work done, you know, and not wrench on it all the time. So that was kind of my focus with this machine. This was bought from Energy Power Systems in Georgia. A guy named Lee, great guy, he owns the place, and you know, worked the deal out with him, bought it there. If you guys want one of these, I'm gonna leave a link in the description, but if you mention me, you should get a discount. If you mention this video, you should get a discount with him or one of his dealers. That's the other beautiful thing about these guys, like with the excavator behind me, they have dealers all over the country. I think right now they're up to like 22. They've gained, I just talked to them the other day, they gained like 4 dealers in a week. This company is growing quickly because they're making good quality, providing parts, stocking parts in the US, and they're quick to get everything to you, right? That's the big thing that everybody needs and wants, right? So yeah, if you need one, want one, Mini X, loaders, whatever. They also have a big giant track skid steer that's awesome, really good quality. Again, reach out to Energy Power Systems. If he has a dealer in your area, he'll just shoot you to that dealer and you'll get the 3-year warranty instead of the 1-year warranty. If you buy them online, you have a 1-year warranty through the company and there's no really support there. I don't want to say there's no support, but it's not like dealing with an American dealer. I'll just put it that way, right? You're going to get much better support out of a dealer if you buy it from a dealer, and you get the 3-year warranty rather than the 1-year. I just want to kind of send that home. That's a big deal to me, at least. So yeah, in this video, we're going to make some attachments. There's going to be another video with even more attachments and another thing I want to build. You can kind of see some stuff in the background, but anyway, that should be a fun video. And the big thing I need to tackle here is the leaves. That's one of the big things I wanted to do with this. I have a walk behind blower that's amazing, but the wheels are just toast on it and it weighs 200 freaking pounds, and if you're pushing it around, it just beats you up. So I wanted to make an attachment for it, be able to throw it on here, run around with the machine, blow the leaves. We are in tree apocalypse right now, is the only way I can describe it. I've blown these leaves 40 times in the past 2 months and they're still falling around me right now. But anyway, I digress. So we're gonna move some mulch today. We're gonna make the attachment for the leaf blower. I'm gonna show you around the machine. Let me show you the actual machine though right now. All right, so this is the LHY360 by Huayee. As you can see, it's one of the things I love about this machine. They also make a lower quality corporate one that's red. It's the HY360. I prefer this because it's got much better body panels. It's all enclosed front and rear, and it's just a much nicer finished machine, right? It's got better valving, hydraulic valving up here. It's got higher quality just basically all the way around, and it's just a better built machine. Plus you get, you know, the 3-year dealer warranty, and I think it looks better, quite frankly. But anyway, get to the nitty-gritty. Starting at the top of the machine, one of the things I love about these, all the ones Huayee makes, is they have the side protectors. Very few of the tracked or wheeled mini skid steers come with these. These keep you from kind of rocking around, right? You can kind of sit in here and take the abuse of whatever work you're doing on the machine without getting tossed off or whatever. And they're quite sturdy, you know, well built. They're not gonna fall off on you. And you can unpin them and slide them out of the way if you don't want it. Another nice thing, again, with these, the fit and finish on all these Huayee machines is they're not like using a label maker and writing poor English crooked here to show you what the machine is. It's a truly like a factory built nice machine, right? These things, they're trying to compete with Bobcat. They're trying to compete with Toro. They're not building some crappy piece of junk that you can tell is a piece of junk right when you walk up to it, right? Good quality switches, an actual hour meter that doesn't run just because the battery switch is on, right? That's another thing that's hilarious. You'll see it all the time. The machines, it'll say 180 hours when the machine's like a day old, right? Because somebody left the battery switch on and they're wired poorly and blah, blah. Anyway, these machines, no. Fit and finish, gorgeous, high quality on everything, really nice throttle, really nice valving, very smooth valving. Like I said, you actually have an engraved dash. Everything is ready to go right on there. It's beautifully built. And this is what I like. I want like a nice finished product. I don't want something that looks like a dude in flip-flops slapped a label on there and was like, yeah, that's this lever, right? I want a finished product, especially if I'm on job sites and I have the customers coming up and looking at me on the machine. I don't want them to look at a piece of junk either. All right, so coming up, like I said, to the controls, you have your auxiliary control right here. The nice thing, you got the tent right there, forward, the tent reverse, and then you can just use it momentarily like that too. The controls, like I said, I'm going to run it in a little bit. You'll see that, but they're super, super smooth. They're not like jerky like a lot of the other machines. That's the thing I love about this thing. Even with it being a gas machine, very, very smooth. I love this throttle. I'm actually a big fan. I've heard people complaining. I really don't know why. I actually really like this throttle rather than something right here in the front that you're gonna like hit with your hip or something. I prefer this. The dash is nice and clean without any of the other stuff. Coming around the other side of the machine, you have a battery switch right here. They leave it on a tether, as you can see. I like that. And if you leave the battery on, no hour meter running, right? Because they actually wired this thing properly. You've got another thing I really love. You have lifting points on the side. If you're using this thing commercially, you need to put it down into a ditch or something, you can lift right here. It's actually built to do that. You have tie down points down there. You have a tie down point in the front right there. The other thing I really like that sets this thing apart is all the hydraulics are internal to the machine, right? A lot of these machines, you see the pipes just kind of coming out and they're all exposed right here, and you can whack them on branches or whatever work you're doing. You know, if you're being stupid and a log falls, you're gonna shear off all of your hydraulics, right? Everything on this machine is protected in wrap and protected inside the machine, routed down the arms, and just truly protected. I mean, this thing is a little bulldog. You can go straight into the woods with this and not hurt it one bit, right? You're not gonna rip something off. The only thing maybe you should be careful about are these lines, but even they are protected, secured. They're good to go. They're not you know, kind of dangling on the side. I've seen some stuff where I'm like, how did that leave the factory like that? You know, you got these hydraulic pipes all the way out here and coming out here, and it's just weird. I don't know. Yeah, so the big difference on this one from the lower base model, you have a lot more body paneling. There's more weight on this machine, about 100 more pounds. Nicer headlights. They're really good quality, by the way, not the cheap junk you see on the Chinese stuff. Again, look at the loader arms too. I mean, that's every bit of 1/2 inch, maybe a bit thicker, quite frankly. Cylinders too are all super thick on this machine. I mean, this is like, you know, you can see my hand. I mean, it's gigantic compared to the other ones I've seen. The bucket, quick releases too, much better quality. The ones I've seen are junk. They're like, it's like pop metal and just cheap crap. It's just horrible. The bucket too, like I said, on the AGT, the buckets are like at least, I would say 5 mil less than this, you know, a good 1/8 of an inch less steel. And this thing is just thick all the way around. There was a dealer too that did a weight test on this. He kind of saved me the headache. I'll post it right now. But yeah, as you can see, that dude lifted 500 pounds. No problem with this thing, right? Find me a Kubota BX that can lift more than, I don't know, 300, 350 without struggling. You're just not going to. So this little tiny machine is arguably more capable. Anyway, moving forward, everything's greasable. You look at the other big thing that often happens with these machines is these arms will bend, or they'll bend right here, or break this whole mount off. I mean, just look at how this thing is built. If you break that, you are a special critter. I mean, that thing is just beefy. I would be so impressed if you were to break this machine. I'd be truly, truly impressed, all right? So yeah, you have the Toro Dingo style quick attach, and we have some plates in there that I'm gonna build some stuff with, and it can basically take any Toro attachment easily. All right, coming to the back of the machine, I wanted to show you guys right there. This is another one of the big things that you're gonna see with this machine that you won't see on others. That's a Briggs XR, truly a Briggs XR motor right there. That is not some knockoff with just a Briggs, you know, sticker on it. It has a Briggs serial number right on the side. It came with a Briggs manual. This is a real Briggs, right? Love seeing that. These things are so easy to work on. They make a ton of power. They last forever. This is the XR model, so it's a commercial model. Really, really nice. They don't have also all the stupid wires and crappy, you know, kind of hodgepodge stuff for the throttle. It's all internal back here. Really nicely done, secured, good to go. You also have the motor isolator mounts, which really do a great job. This thing does not vibrate at all. It is electric start. I don't know if I mentioned that. Good access to everything. You see some of the drive lines right there. I mean, look at that drive hub right there. It is massive. That's every bit of 1/2 inch. It's all cast. That thing is just gigantic. And inside there, I'm not sure the chain size. I would call that like a... Oh man, it's over 1/2 inch wide, so what would that be, a 580 chain? I don't remember my chain sizes, but I mean, it's a massive, you know, industrial size chain. This thing has 2 motors one for each side, and then it's got chains going to each motor. So really robust system. You actually also have access to the motors right there with a panel, which I really love that. You can pop out right that panel and have access to everything. Good to go. All right, I'm gonna fire this thing up so you can, so we can lift up the arms. You can take a look at the internals up front. All right, so this is the front of the machine. Like I was saying, one of the things I love about this is it's not one of these trading companies that just buys a bunch of parts and throws it together. This is built by Huayee at their factory. Everything's designed by them. They make their own tanks. It's all high quality. It's not, you know, a lot of these skid steers you're seeing, they're just grabbing parts from this company and that company and slapping them in and praying for the best, right? This company is actually building everything from scratch. Another nice thing you're always going to see on these Huayee machines, this is what shows you that they're a professional factory. Every single hose has a label, where it goes, what it does. Obviously, I don't speak Chinese, but you can see it right there. Every single one is individually, and then they check mark everything. You can see everything was tightened and check marked with a marker. This is a dual pump machine, so you have one pump running the hydraulic motors, and then you have another pump for all the other hydraulics. Really, really beefy, big hydraulic cooler right here. I love that. This thing is going to stay cool with even the hottest temperatures. I mean, another big issue you see with a lot of these machines is overheating. I can't see that happening. They also have the cooling done properly, right? So the motor is sucking wind or sucking air in this way, pushing up, and then this fan is also pushing air out that way. So you have a constant flow of air in the right direction. I've seen some of these machines where the I don't even know how they did this. It's hilarious how bad it is, but they have this motor pushing in, sucking in air, that one pushing against it. So you just have this turbulent, non-linear flow of air, and the thing overheats in 2 seconds, right? As far as access goes, you pull off that panel, you can swap out the battery really simply. The battery's right inside of there, right there. All the hoses are super simple to get to. You pop these 3 bolts off and this whole thing can come out pretty quickly too, if you really need to change any hoses. Again, you look at the actual valves on here. This is where the details matter, right? These are not junk valves like you see on the auction stuff. These are much higher quality. I was talking to the distributor. These are not, you know, your parts bin shelf valves. These are really, really nice European actually sourced valves. Again, you look at where like the hoses are routed. I mean, just look at the quality, and I want to get you a close up of that. Again, find me another machine at this price point that they go to that level of protection, right? You're just not going to see it. Again, the cylinders are inside of here. They're not too bad to pop out. You have a pin down there, a pin up top. You can pop them out pretty quickly and easily. So that's kind of nice. They're also very heavy duty, big cylinders, and they lift straight up. So you're really getting a lot of lifting power out of this little machine. It is built like a battleship. I mean, it's solid. There's no lack of metal on these things. I can tell you that much. That's why they weigh 1,600 pounds. Yeah, so that's the machine right there. I think I covered all the bases. I don't know. I did an oil change. You know what? And I'll talk about, I got some hate because on my excavator, I didn't talk about the things I didn't like, and there really weren't many. But there is one thing I will say on all these machines that I don't love, and that's the access, right? To do an oil change on this, it's kind of like laparoscopic surgery. You know what I'm saying? It's just tight. It is what it is, right? They're shoehorning this gigantic engine into a small machine, but it wasn't too bad. Basically, you pop this panel off. There's 5 bolts. Pop that off, and then I just used a suction machine that I have to get most of the oil out, and then drain the rest down there, and then just caught it with a rag, and it was fine. But that's something to think about. So let's go build the first attachment that this thing needs really badly. So you can pick up these on Amazon for like 60 bucks. I'll throw the link down below. Really high quality. It's just a 2-inch hitch adapter, and then hop over to Harbor Freight. You got a step or a winch mount, whatever you want to call it. I think this thing was like 25 bucks, really cheap again. The plan is just to weld this to the bottom of this machine right here, throw this on the mini skid steer, and then you can just lift this up and drive it around and blow leaves. All right, so I don't have my good welder here. I only have the flux core one, but there you go. I just threw a bead down there, bead there, bead there, bead there, and this thing's solid as could be. I'm not too concerned about it. So right, so I did not press record because I am not a professional. Sue me, guys. Anyway, this is a little pad area that I wanted to just push around some of the nonsense, and I'm gonna get some stone in here. And anyway, the LHY 360 just did this in seconds. I mean, it was so quick to do. That little machine has a ton of, I mean, what I would call ass. I don't know what proper terminology for that, but anyway, it can push dirt is my point. And it did a great job. I mean, I don't want to really disturb much back here, so I just wanted to make it kind of level-ish. I kind of want to slope this way so that it can drain well and just get all that nasty, scrabby stuff out of there. Eventually, we're going to grab the grapple and get rid of a lot of this stuff, but that's for another day. But I just want to show you how quickly, I mean, literally in 2 minutes, I pushed all of that back, you know, graded this all down. Really good stuff. But anyways, I'm going to show you another little thing I want to do over here. So over here, I'd like to start storing my trailer, get it out of, you know, being in the driveway right there. So what I want to do is just push some of this scabby stuff back, get it all out of the way, and then bring in some stone and just make a little pad over here just to try to make the lady happy and get all my junk out of the driveway. Well, that gives you a pretty good idea. I'm going to probably cut this video at this point. If you're still watching, thank you. I appreciate it. But I wanted to give you guys an overview of how versatile this thing is, that it actually can push dirt. The other crazy thing about this thing that I really like, compared to all the cheap auction stuff, the hydraulics are so precise on it that you can actually like feather and grade while pushing, and you can actually, it's not just all on or off, right? The cheap versions of these that you buy for $3 grand or whatever at the auction, the valves are so garbage. You touch them and you're just getting bounced off the thing. This thing, I can creep at a snail's pace and really get, I didn't want to take any dirt off at all. I just wanted to push all the dead stuff, debris, all that, and get it out of the way so I can get some stone down, right? You're not gonna be able to do that on one of those cheap machines. I've watched them, I've done them myself, they're horrible. The other big thing to keep in mind too is like, I've owned 2 Kubota BXs, a little Massey. I used to buy and sell tractors, so I've owned a ton of tractors. I can firmly say that this is far more useful than pretty much all of those machines. And I would say probably better for older guys. You know, I'm in my 40s. I mean, I'd rather stand on a machine for 2 reasons. 1, sitting, I get a messed up back. 2, standing, I can see everything around me. I can really get that blade exactly where I want it. Personally, I'll take a $7,000 stand-on skid steer all day over a little $20,000, you know, subcompact tractor. If you're a landscaper, a homeowner, farmer, whatever, I don't know why you're looking at anything else besides these. It's just, if it's something that suits your needs. Now, don't get me wrong. You saw it a little bit, right? Great for plowing in the winter, by the way, the wheeled ones. They do get a little bit, they slide around a little bit in the mud and dirt, but not bad at all. This thing has great traction with these R4s. Big fan of it so far. The other thing we're gonna do, and then, you know, so stick around too, if you have, awesome, thank you. Do all the likes and subscribes and all that. But if you're gonna stick around for the next couple videos, we're gonna be adding a counterweight to this thing. I'm getting a custom laser cut counterweight for the back of this machine, which is gonna add about 90 pounds, which will be perfect for what this thing needs. Just like the Toro 323, they do a cast counterweight right back here. So I'm gonna do kind of the same thing, but it'll be specifically for this machine. And I'm gonna have that shop be able to make them for you guys if you want one. I don't want any money from it. I'm just gonna put the link in the next video, and yeah, so stick around for the next video. That's gonna be a cool one. I'm gonna be building a really cool attachment for this thing and starting to really clean up the property with all the dead debris and everything. Yeah, I don't have a lot else to say. This thing's just great. And listen, there are things I don't like. I mentioned them at the beginning of the video, right? It's not perfect, but in terms of the comparison between the cheap junk, wouldn't even think about it, and then spending $7,000 on a Toro, where's the value in that, right? With this, you're getting a very high quality machine. I looked everywhere. There's nobody else making a wheeled mini skid that is this high quality for $7,000. You get a 3-year powertrain warranty from a dealer, because you can only buy this one from a dealer. Yeah, it's just, there's no, it wouldn't make any sense to buy any other piece of machinery for the jobs I have in this area. In combination with that Mini X I have, I mean, I can do everything now. It might be a little slower, but at least I can get into gates. I can get into suburban areas that are a lot, you know, I'm not tearing up their yards too. Eventually, again, the goal is to get a big, you know, 3,500 pound diesel mini skid steer that, you know, can actually run a mulcher and do some other stuff I'd like to do with the side business. So someday that'll happen, but this thing's not going anywhere. I'm not going to sell this to get that, right? That'll be a someday thing. For now, this thing can get a ton of work done. I have a plow right over there that I'm going to put a 2-inch, I'm going to weld a 2-inch mount onto, so I can use that quick mount that I was using. I'm actually going to go grab that right now, take the bucket off, and move my trailer with it, right? This thing is just so versatile. I also have some other attachments that I'm working on that I'm making, so the next video, definitely come back for that. It's going to be cool. I got a lot of cool stuff I'm going to throw onto this thing and make it a more useful tool for me and the lady. She's painting a bedroom, by the way, so, and it's too cold out here for her. It's like 40 degrees somehow now. It was 70 the other day, but anyway, it's freezing now, so she doesn't want to come out and ride it. That's fine. We'll see her next time. But after talking to her, she's like, actually, that thing is really useful. It's pretty like reasonable too to own on a, you know, this property, and to be able to plow snow with it, move dirt, move mulch, move wood chips, grab all the crap out of the woods, you know, clear out a spot for the trailer, things like that, right? It does make sense to have a small machine like this. I can, in this tiny little shed, which someday hopefully will be a shop, I have, you know, a pretty big 0-turn, some other stuff in there, and this thing pops right in there, no problem. So, I mean, the form factor is what I love about these mini skids. Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up. If you want one, go talk to Lee. He is the, I guess, manager at Energy Power Systems in Georgia. He's also the US distributor, right? So he has all these dealers underneath him. That's who I dealt with. But if, I mean, they have a dealer in New York, a dealer in PA, a dealer in, you know, Texas, Florida, obviously Georgia. They're all over. They have like 21 or 22 dealers. I'm not quite sure. I'm not involved in them. I just know of them. So check them out though. And again, this machine, you're only getting this from the dealer. It's not going to be one of the ones that the corporate Huayee website offers or any of that. You have to go to a dealer for these machines, so keep that in mind. And you get, like I said, the 3-year powertrain warranty, and I think you get a 1-year something warranty and a 3-year powertrain, I believe. So powertrain covers obviously the engine, hydraulics, stuff like that. Wear items, you know, if you're scraping for a year straight and you wear out your bucket, that's on you. But otherwise, they are going to stand behind this machine, and that's what I love. That's why I went with them in the first place. I just don't want headaches. I want a warranty, and I want a good machine to start with that can actually do what I need it to do. I have a huge pile of wood chips to go move. I got to move my trailer. I got to do a bunch of stuff. So I'm going to sign off on this one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and leave some hate in the comments. That's fine. Leave some likes. I really don't care. I'm just trying to give you guys good information and a good machine so you stop buying that auction junk. It is nothing but headaches. Just, God, do your own research. You could go for 2 minutes on those forums. You'll see what I'm talking about. It's just bad. Anyway, that's what I got. Thanks for watching. If you are still watching, good on you. Have a good one.